night stream, right? We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now, starting tonight, right? Normally, we do a stream every Wednesday night. This is super late. On the East Coast, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. I got off of work at about 12:30, 12:45-ish. Got home, it was already past 1. Sat down, had a glass of wine or champagne, I guess I should say, with my wife. Watched a little bit of her show, Tell Me Lies. It's basically just girl drama with people that are supposed to be in college, but they don't look like they're in college at all. Yo, get out of here. Yo, we got the first person in here. Shout out to our boy Turtle, up and at it at 2 in the morning. Now on the West Coast, right? It's about 11 p.m. So it's not super late on the West Coast. So I figure we'll get a lot of our West Coast people popping in on this stream. But am I tired? Of course I'm tired. Is this the number one priority above sleep? No, definitely not. But it's about the principle. Yo, what's good, Steve Beats? How we doing? It's about the principle. All right, it's 1 a.m. in Texas. Let's go. It's about the principle. I said that I was going to step it up. Now, before we just did streams like every night. I was just sporadically doing stream after stream after stream. I don't want to do that because that is going to end up in burnout. I'm going to need nights that I know there's nothing going on, no stream, no nothing. So that's why it's kind of spread Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On top of that, it'll go with my workout routine. So I know that I'm working out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I know that I'm doing a stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Also, if I don't do a video during the day and stuff comes up, then I can just do a stream at night. So yeah, that was kind of my thought process on all of this. So I am going to talk about something that I'm doing starting now, which I've talked about for a while, right? I've talked about if you cannot afford to buy PSA 10 vintage grail cards, then this is, in my opinion, the next best thing, right? Well, there's two next best things, right? You have two main options, I feel like. If you're collecting vintage cards, you are either going to collect PSA 9 versions, right? For me, first edition PSA 9s, that's what I'll be going for pretty much here on out. I don't think with the market and how the market's moving, I don't think it's possible for me to afford buying PSA 10 vintage grail cards anymore. So this is as good as it's going to get. So that's what I would recommend people do before that gets crazy. I had a little bit of pushback on this idea, right? That the PSA 9s are going to explode in value. It's kind of like, well, the PSA 10s are valuable, Ryan, because they're extremely rare. The PSA 9s are not extremely rare. That's horse shit. That is horse shit, okay? If there's only a couple hundred PSA 9s, they're fucking rare. I don't care what anybody says. This is my stream. This is what I think. And I think that PSA 9 vintage first edition cards are rare. I think they're rare. I think they're low pop enough. And honestly, at the $200 to $300 price point that a lot of first edition PSA 9 holos are going for, I think that's a great price point. Now, another alternative that some may think is a way better alternative than PSA 9, PSA 9 alternative for English is Japanese. We talk about that a lot in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, it's linked below. It's in the stream. Join the Discord. We have, ever since I started telling people that I have a Discord group that we talk about Pokemon, it seems like it's actually like really growing now on its own. We had like 300 Discord members, barely that. And then I started telling people that we have a Discord, and out of nowhere, magically, we pretty much went up almost 100 people in the Discord. It's like 371 right now. That's not a lot of people, but for our small Discord where we pretty much all talk about Pokemon and a lot of us like the same stuff, I think that's a pretty large group of people. So I'm hoping to grow that and hoping that we can do more deals. But, and I think a lot of people in the Discord would agree with me. We're all starting to talk about Japanese a little bit more. Japanese PSA 10 and first edition PSA 9 English seem like they are the next big thing, in my opinion. Ascended Heroes looks like they're printing more of it, printing plenty of it. Ascended Heroes is incredible, right? I'm moving from vintage to modern, right? I'm all over the place, right? But my point is, two things that I'm focused on right now: going after vintage cards that I like and just buying them in the grade that I can afford, and then doubling back to modern. What's going on in modern? What's happening in modern? You've got Phantasmal Flames Charizard. That looks like that card is 1000% a pickup. Maybe it needs to cool a little in price. Maybe not. People are buying that card up for like $2,000. There's so many of them. Yo, what's good, doctor? PSA 9s have been the move for me. Totally agree. Things fluctuate so much I barely collect anymore. Fucking love my Japanese cards. Dude, it's just crazy. We are in an unprecedented time of just growth and fake bullshit sales and bullshit vendor pricing, and it's just driving things up and up and up and up. And it's all, I feel like it's all based on who's the next idiot that's going to pay the highest price. And I've been that idiot. I've been that idiot. So this is no shade. It is what it is. I don't think things are going to change. I don't think things are going to change at all. That being said, if things aren't going to change, what are the next moves we're going to make? PSA 9. That is the next move. So vintage is pretty much cooked. Vintage is cooked. You're either doing Japanese 10s or you're doing English 9s. And then that's gonna get cleaned out too. At some point, that's gonna get cleaned out. There's probably a lot more Japanese 10s out there than there are English 9s available, but eventually, right? Supply and demand, those are gonna get cleaned out. Now we double back to modern. Some stuff that I would be picking up in modern right now, right? Because you can only do so much in vintage, right? There's only so much you can control. Modern is still great. There's still so much supply. There's still slabs going on the market every day. What are the top cards that I would pick, in modern, I would say? In super modern, right? I still need the Bubble Mew, by the way. I still don't have a Bubble Mew. Still want to pick up the Bubble Mew. But I would say in Mega Evolutions, you have a lot of good IR rares. I think the Marshadow is going to do numbers down the road. I think the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur line is going to do crazy good down the road. I think the Mega Gardevoir is going to do really, really well long term. We go into Phantasmal, the Phantasmal Zard. There's some other nice illustration rares in Phantasmal as well. I think Destined Rivals singles, right? Destined Rivals continues to go crazy. Destined Rivals singles look like they are a move. And Ascended Heroes. Let's talk about Ascended Heroes. It's the latest, greatest, hottest thing. I'm not a big fan of the Dragonite. I don't know what it is about the Dragonite. I'm just not a big fan of it. The Mega Gengar EX is outstanding. The Pikachu is outstanding. Those two cards alone carry that whole set, in my opinion. Those are two cards I would be definitely looking at if you're looking at modern. You're looking at the future modern grails, right? I would say it's those. I'm a little bit concerned that there's going to be so much reprinting and just printing sets to demand in the future that, it's always been a set comes out, you wait, you let the set cool off before you buy singles. The singles are always overpriced. I feel like it's a solid 6 months to a year till we should be buying singles from these sets because they're going to print that much of it. And we have to see the supply flood the market until we actually go in on the cards in these sets, right? Um, I don't know. The Phantasmal Flames Charizard, could that card, is it possible that $2,000, 1,800 is the floor for that card? Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. We've seen crazier things. Highly unlikely, in my opinion. Highly unlikely. It's an amazing artwork, but it's going to take some insane demand to keep that card around that price point. And I think a lot of people that are able to buy so many copies of that card right now, I think they're going to see a lot of value lost. In the long run, they're going to win. But in the short run, they're going to see a lot of value lost. These newer cards have got to come down in price. They've got to come down in price. It does not make any sense. So yeah, that's my little rant on some vintage, some modern. Scalpers out of control nowadays too, for sure. And I think with Excel being purchased by Pokemon, right, and them having a better distribution, the whole thing with scalpers, it can't last forever. It's an easy problem to solve. They're going to solve it. No one scalping Pokemon is going to be doing this for a full-time job forever. How's the Don P? So I was, in our Discord, I mentioned that I was drinking some Don Perignon, and it was good. Honestly, compared to our cheap $5 Prosecco we carry at the bar, the Don Perignon did not really shock me. I kind of just feel like it's going to give me acid reflux. But yeah, that's all I have there. A little bit underwhelming, right? We had this guy who had a private party at the bar, and he paid for 3 bottles of Don Perignon, and I don't know how you could leave a $250 bottle, just forget about it, but he must have had it like that. So he left this bottle, and it sat at our bar for quite some time. And so we finally took it home tonight to celebrate. And me and Diana are drinking it like, why do rich people like this stuff, right? Why do people like, I mean, it's all got to be just branding and marketing, but it's like, it's funny, you go out to eat and you have a really fancy steak and you sit there and you tell yourself, this doesn't taste better than the steaks I make for $10 or less, right? Same thing with this Prosecco tonight. We had it and it was just like, this doesn't really taste any better than our cheap Prosecco at the bar. And that's kind of how I should feel about vintage cards, right? The 9s are extremely clean these days. And it's like, why do we need to have the 10? Do I really need to be that prideful to have the 10s? Now, my issue really is just that I can't afford to buy 10s any longer. So I'm just going to have to go with this. But really, dude, it's going to make me happy. Like, you're getting the same exact artwork. It's affordable. More people can appreciate the fact that it's affordable. They can go and pick it up too. So I think people are going to like seeing those pickups just because they're more affordable. They make more sense. They're more economical, and they are attainable. So I think people are going to like that. And honestly, sure, maybe the PSA 9 vintage cards I'm picking up aren't going to go up that much in value. Who cares? They're going to be good placeholders. And it's less about like the growth or the value and more about just, I really like these arts. I want to get these cards. The more you wait for PSA 10s, the more PSA 10s go up in price. 9s, in my opinion, are bound to follow. I got to say this again. I already said it in the Discord. I got to say it again. But how is it that PSA 10 Misty's Golduck, first edition, goes for $12,600. But a PSA 9 first edition Golduck, much higher population, right? Way less rare, sure. Very, very similar condition, though. That same card going for $300 or less to $12,000. We're talking about a PSA 10. We are not talking about the only Pop 1 black label, right? Which I guess would be absolutely insane for Wizards of the Coast era stuff. But I'm sorry. All right. A modern card over 2K is absolutely dumb. When pops are that high, I don't even care to get a PSA 10. New cert 9s are damn near 10s anyways. And I think a lot of people, even with modern, are moving in that direction where they're just like, I'm not going to buy a PSA 10 for modern. Like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to get a 9. Gem 10 seems like it could cool the market. I'm very interested in thinking why you feel that way. What makes you think Generation 10 is going to cool the market? Epoch, I got some heartbreaking news today. My pet hamster Oreo got diagnosed with testicular arthritis. Please pray for him. Much love. Dude. Yeah, that part. Altrazio, what's going on, man? I'm seeing you're up late with the homies, dude. I appreciate you. I know it's late. It is almost 2:30 here in Charlotte. Super late. I appreciate you guys popping out for this little late night chat. Well, if it isn't the Pokey Dean swiper, Professor Fletcher, I'm excited. Steve Beats, even the common Pikachu and Ascended is great. I want to get that in a 10 with the Lightning Reverse Holo. I will say the newer gens look really good. The reverses in the newer gens look really, really good. Paul F., did you sell your Van Gogh? I don't see it in the back anymore. No, I did not. I still have both of my Pikachu Van Goghs. Diamond Hands. Supreme, I've learned that when the prices are up, I'm getting rid of it. I've had thousands in value drop to hundreds. That is kind of what happened after the COVID boom. That happened to me during the COVID boom. I had a bunch of cards that just... It happens. I don't think that's the case. I don't think this is COVID boom correction 2.0. I think we're dealing with a different animal here. Completely different animal. Urban, all the Pokemon produced after the whole craze, 2020, 2021, is just going to the crapshoot. Urban Tarantulas, please elaborate on that. Elaborate on why you feel that the Pokemon produced after 2021 is going to the crapshoot. What do you mean? Like the prices are just getting out of control? Or things are going to crash? What do you mean and why do you mean it? I wish I could ban the word scalper from my algorithm. Hypothermia, how we doing? Good to see you're up. Professor Fletcher, rich people mentality. Zoe meets world. You play Gundam? No, but I think Gundam Wing is sick. Prosecco is great with some crushed raspberries. That sounds amazing, Eric. That's a great idea. Orion, are you ever afraid of a big asteroid hitting Earth? Honestly, it's crazy. We live in our own little bubbles in society. We have, our social media, right? We do YouTube videos and Instagram posts, and we go to work and we come home, we eat, sleep, and we go to work and we come home, and all of it's so redundant that we don't even realize like how precious this time is. Not to get too existential, uh, but yeah, I think about everything ending. I think about would I be happy with how I spent my time? I don't know. Right now I don't know. I'm always telling myself like, no, I need more time. I haven't done everything I wanted to do. There's still so much to do. I don't even know what I'm doing here, right? I don't even know what I'm really doing on YouTube half the time. I'm like, where are we building this channel to go? And at this point, I think it just serves as a place where I can kind of voice my thoughts and vent to you guys because honestly, no one else in my social circles can handle it, right? I don't even know if you guys can handle it half the time. There's so much I have to say and so much I'm thinking about all the time, and my mind is racing all the time. And I don't even know if I'm trying to create content anymore. I don't even know if I care about content anymore. I think content will be a byproduct of just my life, my thoughts, and when I'm excited about stuff or, want to talk about something. Anyways, yeah, I'm definitely afraid of an asteroid hitting Earth. I'm afraid that, I wouldn't have gotten to spend as much time being present with my kids. I've been so busy trying to build a life for my family that I don't even know if I have a life because I've been so busy building it. Like, but I have it really good and I am grateful, and people are struggling out there. And I know this from working behind a bar that people are seriously struggling right now to maintain. People are struggling to pay the rent. People are struggling to survive out there. My age, older than me, younger than me, people from all walks of life come into the bar and, you know, they look at the prices and they sigh and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, just pour me that." It's it's very obvious that people are just getting by right now. And I those kind of like the indicators that I'm getting from our sales at the bar and like my experiences with customers, that should tell me where the economy is going, but it doesn't. It doesn't. And um doesn't tell me where Pokemon's going, right? Cuz this hobby just is this hobby doesn't give a shit about the rest of the world. It really doesn't. And it's amazing. It's kind of amazing. Like there could be World War III, and I really feel like at this point in time there would still be somebody there would still be somebody sniping stuff on eBay. Um I know I've been overpaying for some of the vintage I've picked up recently, but I don't really care. I just want them in my collections. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. It's all about the value. It's you overpaid. You got fucked over. You're an idiot. You're like that's dude, if you like the cards, it just doesn't matter anymore. This hobby has gotten to a point where it's just get the cards while you can. Because there's gonna be somebody else who's gonna come along and they're gonna scoop it up. And they don't really care about the cost. So buy them while you can. Um Dude, I keep seeing these people with these just absolutely insane collections. And I'm like, dude, it only takes a couple of guys like this to keep pushing the market forward. Like, someone said it a really long time ago in a stream that I was in with Nostalgianomics and Steven, his buddy Steven. This is a really, really long time ago. Obviously, I haven't done anything with Nostalgianomics, Alex. I haven't had a stream with those guys. I don't really talk to them. He's like big time YouTuber. I'm small time YouTuber. But one thing they were fucking right as shit about, and it's the reason why Nomics continues to make content about sets that will continue to rise and he will continue to look like a genius. Everybody's a genius. Everybody. Honestly, everybody's a genius in Pokemon at this point. Um, The market is so fucking goddamn shallow. Guys, it takes nothing to move the needle with the market that we're in right now. Nothing. There's people with real money. It's just going up. RF Collectibles, W. Orion, I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope to see you at this upcoming Collecticon in August, like way far away, but hopefully you'll be in Charlotte. And I'm very interested, guys. I want to know, for those of you that are in here, what are your top modern chases, right? What are your top chases? I want to know what people are collecting. I want to know what they're collecting. I don't care what you're paying. I don't care if you have some crazy ideas. Tell me. I want to hear what people are doing. It's very interesting to me. Bro's laughing at his terminally ill pet hamster with ball head. Oh, man. Havoc, what's going on? Hope we get some good news related to Pokemon Day on Pokemon Day. Old shit is where it's at. Harry, is that you? Of course. Of course. Call me Daniel Radcliffe. You know I eat that shit up. Old shit is where it's at. You know, it's kind of funny because for the longest time, no one gave a shit about vintage Pokemon cards. Everyone gave a shit about modern. It's all about modern. Modern hype this, modern hype that. It's very interesting how things have changed now. Everyone is really starting to get into the hobby. They're starting to realize, what's going on. They're starting to realize what low pop is all about. And it's funny because it's not just particular cards that are low pop, like these reverse stamp cards, right, that are going crazy right now. Or gold stars, right? Or crystals are shining. It's not just about that low pop. Every fucking thing in vintage, in terms of like being graded, right? Of course, there's more cards out there. But in terms of what's actually like gradable, what's actually like near mint, what's actually worth people wanting in their collections, it's all low pop. Everything vintage is low pop. I'm more confident and bullish in all of it than I've ever been. People are collecting PSA 10 first edition commons, non-holos, commons. The reverse stamp cards are going crazy. Even the commons are going crazy. Do any of you find yourself looking at like a common card out of set, a first edition common card out of set in PSA 10, and you're like, dude, honestly, the fucking art is so good. And that's the thing. Only vintage has that kind of flair. The hand-drawn artwork, I've been talking about it for what feels like a lifetime. But the hand-drawn artwork just hits different. It just hits different. Everything modern, hand-drawn, CGI, animated, whatever, all of it looks artificial to some extent. All of it looks a little too busy to some extent. It's badass. Don't get me wrong. That Charizard up there, right? That Charizard up there. Don't get me wrong. It's amazing. That alt art is absolutely amazing, right? It's amazing. It's a great artwork. That's one of my favorite cards from Sword and Shield is that Brilliant Stars Charizard. I just think it's phenomenal. But again, it's never going to have anything on the classics. It's never going to have anything on that base set Charizard. You cannot beat the classics. It's proven at this point. There's so much sealed product out there. There's so little graded mint condition vintage out there. There's so little. Commons, uncommons, holos, everything. There's so little of it. Really is so little of it. It's a super shallow market. Okay. When do you think the bubble will pop and go back to normal? I don't. I just don't. I'm just going to be super stupid and ignorant and just say that I don't think it's going to go back to normal. New gen sets will probably be based around the newer generation too much. Whenever that happens, the hype tends to fall. 30th anniversary set is looking to be peak. Everything will eventually end. Pokemon may have not only created the most valuable IP, most valuable franchise in the world, but they may have beat the system. They may be around for an eternity. I mean, how do they keep up with all of it, right? How can they just keep going? It's got to be stressful running Pokemon and constantly thinking about the future. How do you make such a luxury item so in demand? Meanwhile, everything is getting harder for lower income, middle class, even the upper class, right? It's getting harder. Everything is getting harder. How do you keep something so popular while the rest of the world is kind of falling apart? They're masters at this craft. And I don't know how they do it. How, when times are tough, do you keep people still cleaning off shelves of Pokemon cards? Chad, how we doing? It's amazing how many people will come out to these streams when it's like almost 3 in the morning. I can't believe it. I'm so tired. Aaron, eBay sucks. eBay does suck. Rillo Bane, stop promoting them. I gotta get my sets and you're messing shit up. That's fair. That's fair. I just try to keep it real. I just try to keep it real. It's so much easier for me to just talk about modern and just be super deceitful and just be like, dude, this, modern that, these new cards, you got to get them. I'm buying 100 copies of this card. This card's gonna hit the jackpot. But it's just not me. It's not who I am. I like the vintage stuff and I want to spread what I like because I don't feel like there's enough people doing it. There's so many collectors that, fly under the radar that collect this stuff and they don't want anybody knowing that they're collecting this stuff. Not me. I'm collecting it. I'm shooting myself in the foot. I'm telling everybody about what I love most, knowing that the same people I'm telling these cards about could bid against me. That's some real fucking shit if you think about it. That's some real shit. Because these cards are low pop, right? If I say all the gym sets are sick, there's not that many gym cards on the market right now. If you look at PSA 10, PSA 9, first edition gym cards, there's not that many on the market right now. So, but I want to tell people what's up, and that's what's up. And honestly, right now, dude, I think the gym sets are I still think they're kind of undervalued. PSA 10, maybe not so much, but PSA 9, I think it's super undervalued. I don't have a position of it. I'm going to buy one of each card probably. Still just think they're going to take off. This is going to be one of those things that I talk about, and people are going to be like, damn, Ryan, you really called it. Like all those $200-$300 PSA 9s, they're going to be $1,000 in a couple of months. Mark my words. They're going to be $1,000 in a couple of months, particularly the ones that are low pop. That's all I'm going to say. Yo, Derek, with the Burger Chew. What happened with Burger Chew? Like, how does a card with that kind of crazy release, how is it dead in the water? And Burger Chew might even be rising at this point. Such an iconic joke of a card, but Burger Chew is one of those cards where, like, I think Burger Chew could have some serious growth in the future. It's one of those cards that's a funny release. Now, one card that Turtle really, really likes, that Turtle does not want me to disclose, is the illustration contest Sleepy Pikachu. And there's more people noticing that card. The Sleepy Pikachu is super slept on for Pikachu art. And we talked about this in a video I did not long ago. Don't bet against Pikachu. Pikachu time and time again outperforms. And let me tell you, the Ascended Heroes Pikachu, if we're going to talk about modern, the Ascended Heroes Pikachu, whoo, that card is going to go crazy. That card is going to go crazy. It is so good. So good. 151, Crown Zenith, amazing. Amazing. Solid buys, safe buys, singles, sealed. I wouldn't touch sealed just because I'm not going to buy anything that's over MSRP these days. But fire. Peter Cam, my top modern chase is the Rayquaza VMAX Evolving Skies and the Zard 151. I own many modern chases, but those two I want to get again and keep. Okay, so I think they're both great. I am actually there's a stack of I have a stack of cards here. So this stack I was supposed to consign. My friend that was going to consign these cards with me, basically it was like, dude, I'll give you a month, and if you can get the money together within a month, I'll let you buy these at 80%. One of them is the card you're talking about, the Rayquaza. I don't necessarily really want 2 copies of these cards, but like you, I believe this card is going to be huge down the road. There's been a lot of Rayquaza hype. This is the #1 Rayquaza modern grail card, I would say. This card is going to do numbers. This card is going to do poncho numbers, in my opinion. In my opinion, all of these alt arts, they're all going to do like poncho numbers in the future. Like, they're all going to be a couple grand. That card is a buy. Now, the 151 Charizard, I don't get it. I don't get why that card is at the price that it's at right now. I think that the Venusaur is probably, I mean, art-wise, the Venusaur is the best. But everybody loves Charizard, right? I think the Venusaur really should probably be the main focus of 151. The Alakazam and the Zapdos grew on me a ton. But yeah, the Charizard just, I don't get it. But it's a Charizard, so it's going to do really well long term. I'm actually, like, I believe in the VMAX Rayquaza. Art-wise, I don't think it's, like, phenomenal. Same thing with the 151 Zard, but I will agree with you. Those 2 cards are going to do phenomenally well down the road. And picking up another copy of those just to invest is a smart choice, right? If I'm at a show and I see a 151 Zard and a 10, and someone's trying to trade it into a vendor and they're like, I'll take 80% on it. I graded mine and it got a 10, right? I don't need another 10. But at 80%, I would definitely consider buying another one of those because that is just a super iconic card. 151 was such an incredible set when it released. Dude, people were going crazy for 151. Those 2 are great. Chilling Rain, okay. Brian, I recently switched to collecting only shiny black Charizards. That may also help narrow your collection goals. So that's good to have something that is like a set goal that you have. It will make collecting a lot more enjoyable when you just stay in a lane. For me personally, it's very hard to stay in a lane. I'm constantly thinking of all different avenues of collecting. Just picked up Paldean Fates Zard in a 10. The Paldean Fates Zard to 10. I will never understand the Paldean Fates Zard. Personally, it's just a me thing. I might just be totally alone in that, but I'm not a fan of that artwork. I definitely feel like if you're going Paldean Fates, the Gardevoir and the Bubble Mew are 1000% the way to go. And I'm a huge Charizard fanboy. Everybody knows that about my channel. When I don't like a Charizard, it should be kind of shocking because I like the vast majority of them. But yeah, there's just a couple vintage ones and a couple modern ones that I'm not a big fan of. But what is your favorite thing about the Paldean Fates Charizard? What do you like so much about it? Why was that your recent pickup? Buying all the $2 to $5 Japanese modern IRs to affordably make my binder pretty. Not spending on modern right now until I finish vintage sets I'm working on. That is a great strategy. Snarky, Azumarill PSA 10 Japanese, so cheap right now. Dude, Japanese in general. I said this at the beginning of the stream. My two main points before this stream started were that vintage, there's only two things you can do at this point that the common man can do at this point, that the common collector, average collector can do at this point. There's only two things. One, Japanese vintage, PSA 10, PSA 9, very attainable. Even PSA 10, but PSA 9 is super, super uber attainable for Japanese vintage grail cards. Or first edition 9s or first edition 8s. What I've noticed looking at the cards that I look at is even the PSA 9s and PSA 8s, there's not that many of them on the market. Stellar Crown. I have not heard anything about Stellar Crown in a minute. My favorite card from Stellar Crown is probably, arguably, the Squirtle. The Squirtle illustration rare. Only thing good about Modern is pre-release and staff pre-release. The staff cards are pretty huge. Also, you're forgetting a big one. The Pokemon Center stamped cards. Those are kind of crazy, right? Pokemon Center stamp cards are pretty crazy. Dude, Butterfree Jungle PSA 10. With you there. Amazing. Amazing. I could see cards like that doing insane numbers down the road. First edition Jigglypuff. First edition Jigglypuff PSA 10 is like $500. It's absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild what is going on with these original sets. But also, god damn it, it's about time. For such a long time, dude, Jungle and Fossil and Rocket and base set, it was like nobody cares about these sets. They're garbage. They're garbage compared to modern artwork. We are finally seeing these sets get the appreciation that they deserve as the original sets. For me, it's about the history. How on earth did these sets fly so far under the radar for such a long time, being the original sets in the English TCG? It just blows my mind that it even took this long for these prices to be where they're at. I think what's shocking is the prices being where they're at after just not long ago being so much lower. What's shocking is the pace at what these cards have hit these prices. The prices aren't shocking. It's just shocking that none of it has been sustainably growing. It's all been like overnight. All of the Jungle Flareons got bought up around the 3K price point, and now they're all 7K, right? That's what's shocking. It's not like they all got bought up and now they're all 3,300, 3,400, right? We're all used to that growth. You can't do it all in Pokemon. The cards you ignore, they're going to go up. They're going to get harder to pick up, right? You'll go after them eventually. But like Gold Star Umbreon was a perfect example for me. That card was 6 grand, 7 grand, 10 grand, whatever. Overnight almost, it seemed like that card jumped to $20,000, right? $18,000, $20,000. And I am mortified. Guys, I am mortified that I spent 20 grand on that card. I love Umbreon, okay? I love Umbreon. And there are so many other better Umbreons that I wish I had, like the Aquapolis, which I'm probably going to get in a 9, and the Neo Discovery, which I'm probably going to get in a 9, right? I can't even believe that I have the modern Umbreon 10s, but I don't have a vintage Umbreon. I should be ashamed right now. But we got the Gold Star Umbreon, one of the biggest Umbreon cards ever. I'm so glad to be over with it because it really bothers me that it's not a holo. But that card's a perfect example of like you ignore certain cards for a certain period of time and it's just shocking at the pace that they moved. Like, it's not that I don't think that the card is worth 20 grand. It's not that I don't think that it shouldn't go up in value, but it's just how quickly a lot of this stuff jumped. And that's why a lot of people think that there's a crash. That's why a lot of people think that we are in a peak state of the hobby, that it's going to go down from here. But I don't see it happening. I just got offered $50K for my reverse LC Pikachu. Wow. Holy smokes. Cardboard Baron. I need to get like you. I need to get like you. Is the reverse Legendary Collection Pikachu in a 10 actually worth that much? That's absolutely wild. And you know what? Maybe it's not wild because it's the mascot of the hobby. Legendary Collection just had a lot of good press, and Charizard is doing really well. What's Charizard? Charizard, I think, did Charizard just go for 70,000 in a PSA 10 for Legendary Collection? Legendary Collection Reverse? I think so. Professor Shorebreak. Reverse stamp of the EX eras in clean condition are hard to come by. They are hard to come by, and they are low pop. But in essence, what they are is kind of a little plus if you didn't pull anything out of the pack. They were kind, I think everyone tossed them, and that's what makes them rare. Are they inherently rare though? Are reverse stamp cards actually rare? In my opinion, no, they're not. They're not actually rare. We have placed this tremendous value on these reverse stamp cards lately. Like, dude, someone posted the fucking Hitmon top in my Discord recently, going for what, 6,000? Was it more than that? I don't even know. They're not rare. I love reverse stamps. I do. I have a bunch of reverse stamps that have came out of my binder. We got this one that we picked up recently. Well, I'll just flip the camera around, right? Sorry, guys. We have this one recently. I love reverse stamps. They're cool. They're cute. And also, I would highly recommend just buy the 9s, especially for the reverse stamps. In general, there weren't many of them graded. That doesn't necessarily make them rare, right? All vintage is rare. I'm going to go ahead and reiterate that. But I don't know. Those reverse holos seriously for a long time. In the same light, you got all the holos, in the packs. Because of the combinations of different reverse holos you could get, that does make them rare, right? Were they ever supposed to be treated as rare cards? I don't think so. That's kind of my point. But at the end of the day, like, they're rare because they're, there's one of, like, the reverse could be any card in the set, right? So your odds of getting the certain reverse that you want are really tough, right? So that's what makes the reverses rare. But did we really care about them up until this point? I can't think of one single collector that was really hell bent on collecting reverse hollows. The only reason I even have reverse stamps is for my binders, is for my master collections. I never really looked at them and was like, this is an absolute grail. But the reverses, they do look nice. The gold lettering on the reverse stamp vintage cards looks nice. We're not arguing on whether reverse stamp cards that are vintage are good. They're amazing. They're amazing, period. But they were amazing before the massive price hikes. Now they're like, what the? That's what they're like right now. Like, no, I'm not. There's so many more iconic cards that are more well known than the reverse cards. But the reverse cards give collectors a chance to own something that is low pop, that is rare, and that honestly, like, it's an exclusive thing at this point. It really is. And that's why the big money's moving into it, because it's like nobody's going to have a certain reverse card in PSA 10, right? So, because no one was grading them. But the argument is just because something is low pop doesn't make it rare necessarily. Nobody cared about grading them. That's why there's not a lot of them graded. That's why you have 300 or 400 reverse hollows that are graded, because for the longest time, it made no sense to grade those. It wasn't worth it, right? There was no money in it. They're only rare now because there's money in it. And I bet you the populations of reverse stamped cards are going to shoot up from here because everybody and their mother is going to start grading them. All of a sudden, all of my reverse stamp cards on eBay, they're all getting offers out of nowhere. In fact, I need to raise all the prices because like literally the way the market's moving right now is reverse stamp cards raw in not even good condition are going to be selling for $100 a pop soon. If people are paying tens of thousands of dollars, well, not tens of thousands, some reverses maybe, but most of the reverse stamps are going for a couple grand. But if they're going for a couple grand, easily you could sell a raw stamped card for $100 plus. That's my thinking at least. Okay, sorry guys. I really want Misty's Gyarados and I need to get it before it gets expensive. Before it gets expensive? Snarky. That ship sailed. I was talking about that card when it was $2,000 and I just felt like it was a budget. I really did. I was like, I know I overpaid a little bit. I paid $2,200 for my Misty's Gyarados PSA 10 when it was I think it was like 1700-ish, but I bought it for that much because I had a really sick swirl. Boom, that's like a 7K card right now. That ship has sailed. But you know what's really good value? People are going to keep pumping these prices. Don't think that those prices are going to correct. They're not. I swear, the guys that keep saying stuff is going to correct, they're just annoyed. They're just frustrated with the market. The market doesn't give a shit about whether they're frustrated or not. The market is going to just keep marketing. So if you want that Misty's Gyarados, sure. Japanese PSA 10, great idea. Also, first edition English PSA 9, maybe even a newer cert, right? Seriously good value. Seriously good value. Like, much better at this point to pay $400 or $500 for a Misty's Gyarados and a 9 than it is to pay, and even like comparatively to what the prices were in a 10 like not long ago. Like I can honestly say that like because of the cost savings, Gyarados PSA 9 first edition Gyarados for a 3 or 400 versus 2,000 for it in a 10, with how strict they're getting with grading, and there's the whole card altering thing too. There's, so that's scary because all these new cert cards that are super clean have probably been altered too. But there is hope. There's this one guy that I just bought a bunch of first edition gym cards from, and he's like, I'm literally starting to grade all the stuff I've had in my binder for the last 23 years. It's all new cert stuff, all binder fresh. That is a huge win. You get the harshness of grading and you get to know where they come from, right? So just if you're buying new cert, try and figure out where the cards are coming from. Because if it's a personal collector liquidating stuff, that's pure gold. To buy someone's nines, they're unhappy they didn't get tens. They spent all this money on grading. They just want to sell the nines and get rid of them. They're screwing up. Those nines are going to be worth a lot of money one day. And honestly, I just think like if you any OG collector who's just starting to grade their cards, they're gonna get a bunch of eights and nines. Dude, those things are pure gold. Pure gold. I say this, those of you been on the channel, you know I did a bunch of base set openings and I opened a bunch of these base set packs. They all got nines. I got a couple nines. No, they all got eights. I got a couple nines. They all got eights. Guys, pack fresh binder cards that are being graded that aren't being altered. That is the move. People are gonna be like, "Oh, I don't care, my card's altered," or "I don't care if it's polished. It looks better." Dude, no, 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 no. That affects the integrity of the card. In the long term, you don't want to have polish or cream dry up. It's gonna be a nightmare. I'm telling you, the future of these altered cards are gonna be a nightmare. So just if you can double check where the cards are coming from, and they come from like a reputable source or a collector that's been collecting a long time that just decided to grade all of their cards, that's a huge win. So that's what I want to focus on. PSA 9s, but figure out where they're coming from. Try to figure out if they're actually from a personal collector who's collected them for a long time. Because I know they're not going to get 10s, but the 9s are really good right now. Sorry, guys. I went off on a bender again. Turtle, would you ever invest in modern Black Label alt arts, SIRs with these low pops? Like, offhand, I think Gengar VMAX alt art Black Label is pop 8. Honestly, sure, if I had the money, but I don't. And that's another thing. Okay, instead of Black Labels, right? If you are going to go Beckett, I'm sorry, I'm gonna use that point, Turtle. Black Label is the way to go for modern. For sure. Black Label is the way to go. But it's so expensive. It's so expensive. If you want the art and you want to invest, the PSA 10 makes so much more sense. But for vintage, those like BGS 9.5 grades with the gold label, dude, it looks so good. Those I feel like is a really great alternative with the PSA 10 prices getting crazy. Buying a nice Beckett pristine 10, dude, that is the move. I feel like that is the move. I also feel like Beckett in general is just more lenient on cards, but of course they are. They have their pristine grades with all the subgrades, and they have the Black Label. They have so many grades you can get. So I feel like they're a little bit easier on cards. And I wonder if CGC pristine 10s are going to start rising in value too, because the PSA 10 market is just cleaned out. I'm in California. It's 11:40 here. Right on, right on. Yeah, so this stream I feel like captures a lot of people on the West Coast. GNAT, 3 a.m. service industry worker hours. I can only focus at night after work. Dude, and I'm not saying I'm focused because I'm not. I'm tired. But like I can't do this during the day, right? Like it fucks up time with my family. It messes with time that I can just like look at cards and shop. Like, dude, that's how much I collect and I shop and I spend and I'm looking at stuff. I do it so much so to a point where I don't even want to make a video in the day because I'm so busy looking at cards. Like, I'm not thinking about just cranking out content. So these streams, doing these more times during the week is going to help me vent, talk about all this stuff, and do it in a way that's more sustainable, right? Maybe not sustainable because I'm staying up super late, but my kids are asleep. My wife is asleep. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not missing out on anything. Like, this is actually the best time for me to make content. This is the best time for me to stream. And people seem to be getting used to it too. Jonesy, I just found 1,000 plus Pokemon cards from 26 years ago, a month ago. That's crazy, bro. Congrats. Altrazio, I wish I would have bought Gold Star dogs when you said they were going to balloon. I mean, dude, everything is going to keep moving. You can still buy them. You can still buy them in PSA 8s. Some new cert PSA 8s would be clean. We just talked about Beckett. I'm sure you could get some Beckett 9.5 or Beckett 9 legendary dogs. I think the Beckett slabs are honestly so fire. And I hope that Beckett can step their shit up and crank out, get more submissions, and people start grading more with Beckett. Because Beckett has never changed their slab design since I've been back in the hobby. And I respect the fuck out of them for never changing their slab design. Burger Chew is pop 235,000 PSA 10. What? Wow. Holy cannoli. Holy cannoli. I did not expect that, guys. Wow, 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 wow. 151 Blastoise is running. Raw 115. We had so many of those 151 Blastoise, but I regret nothing. Brian, big Charizard fan, but hard pass on the Gigantamax and terrestrial forms. I didn't like it at first, but the more I saw it in person, it looked pretty abstract and cool. And I'll level with you. I'll level with you. A lot of cards that I don't like, I'll see in person and I'll kind of fall for them a little bit. But some of that is hype. I really try to be true to myself in terms of what arts I like. I really, really, really try to stray away from buying stuff that everybody else is buying. And I think sometimes people mistake cards that I do genuinely like and I feel are going to do well long term, but also it's just something about them. One that I feel like was really big lately that I still think is amazing, but got pumped and dumped is the Marshadow from Mega Evolutions. I don't know. I can't explain it. I just love that card so much. I love Pikachu. I don't know why the simplicity, the goofiness of just seeing his head. I don't know why it does something for me. Like, and that's a lot of people think like, oh, that's just a hype pump and dumped card. But that card to me has so much potential. But yeah, sometimes you see a card in person and it changes your perspective of it. And so for me, it was kind of like that Marshadow. I saw it, I saw the prices of it, I saw people were pumping it, and I'm like, that card's kind of hype. And then I see it in person and I'm like, damn, I like this card. Why do I like this card so much? And it's so cheap. I love it. At $15, the Mega Evolution Marshadow is such a sweet buy. Dude, also, we got to do it. We got to talk about the Salamence. We got to talk about my boy that has a Mewtwo in front of him so you can't see it. How is it? I'm sorry. We got to do it. How is it that the Salamence is so cheap? How is it that it's so cheap? It seems that everybody in the world agrees that this card is not worth more than $200. And you can see this card is finally starting to creep up a little bit back again on eBay. I should have been fucking buying these like fucking crazy at $180 a copy. 160, 180. This card's so fucking beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, even if the market price was $500 in a 10, I still wouldn't sell. Really, like I would sell a couple probably because I'm broke right now. But I would seriously try my best to hold off on selling this card because this card to me is an absolute future grail card. And there's not even like the pop's not even that crazy on them. There's like 10,000 of them and there's 3,000 in a PSA 10. Like I clearly don't know what people like because my judgment was so bad on that card. Like I can't even believe how bad my judgment was on that card. But yeah, that Salamence I think is going to do really well. I still believe in it. Still believe in it. I wish I could just keep buying them, but Fox McLeod, an OG subscriber, popping in. Hey Ryan, good to see you, bro, and congrats on completing the Gold Star set. I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. Oh, we got William Roeder. William Roeder. Hey, guess what? You're a fucking loser. You're a fucking loser, and I don't care. I don't care. Tired of these full-grown adults buying up kids' toys and jacking up prices. Dude, it's fucking 2026. What do you live under a fucking rock? Um, we don't even need to delete. We don't know. Some of these comments you have to leave in here so that I can fucking take a dump on these guys. Bet this dude and I remember that last one. Bet this dude can't go near a school. I'll give you one thing. These glasses definitely got the Jeffrey Dahmer look going for me. But for your information, William, if you're dumb enough to keep watching this stream, because I don't know why you're in here leaving comments, but I have 2 kids of my own. I'll definitely be going near a school. Leon Henry went to TCG show last weekend and couldn't hardly find any good graded vintage. It's wild how much modern there is now. Makes you think the market will pull back on all this. Again, I think everybody wants a market pullback, and I don't see it. What about my Japanese vintage grade 9 BGS? It's a move. Chico collects, do we buy Celebrations Umbreons? I do think Celebrations Umbreons is a good buy. It is literally the Gold Star reprint. It's a Gold Star reprint. It should be probably doing even better than it is. There are just so many of them. It's sat for such a long time. But yeah, Celebration Umbreon, it's fire. It's fire. Also, since we're on that point, Celebrations Umbreon. So my Discord was talking about all of these, all the 30th anniversary like the stamp that they're doing for all the different Pokemon. Holy shit, guys! Holy shit! Do you think there's any chance at all that we get a Gold Star Rayquaza with a stamp? How insane would that be? That card is so loved across the board that I actually think a stamped version would go in nuts. Like people would just spend crazy amounts of money for that card. Just because it's a way for them to get a PSA 10 of that same artwork. They won't do it. They won't do it. But your room is full. It is full. I have a problem. I'll admit I have a problem. Nikki Blicky, I got a Mewtwo PSA 10 a year ago for $13K, and it's $50K now. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. And I think a lot of people are there's an attitude of like, guys, when the market's at an all-time high, you fucking sell. Take the money and run. But then there's guys like me that just perpetually believe that it's going to be hard to find those cards again. Like, I don't think it's possible to find some of the gold stars or some of the shinies or some of the crystals again once you sell them. Once they're gone, they're going to be gone. So depends what you're selling, guys. I would say sell the stuff that is still easily found. So if you can flip modern, flip that. If you can sell vintage PSA 8s and PSA 9s, flip that. Don't sell the absolute grail cards. I would not do it. I would not do it. I should do it. I'm in credit card debt. I should fucking let go of one of my massive cards. And then boom, I'm back in the game. I've got plenty of money. I've got stacks. I've got no credit card debt. But I'm a big believer in I will figure it out. I'll just figure it out like I always do. But I'm also a big believer in just selling shit that I just don't really need. I don't really want that much anymore. Feels much better to let go of that stuff than to let go of something that actually means a lot to me. But a lot of people just look at grail cards in this hobby as dollar signs. Nothing wrong with that, man. It's fucking hard out there. You got to sell a card so that you can have a better quality of life, then do it. Don't fucking, doesn't matter what I say about loving a card and, oh, it's going to be hard to get again. And, dude, do what's ultimately best for you. But if you're in a position where you can afford to hold on to these cards, I think you got to hold on. Pokemon is still young. This hobby is still young. 30 years is not a lot of time. Give it another 30, your socks are really going to be fucking blown off. So, but at the same time, like, okay, 30 more years, I'll be 61. Will I even care? And we talked about this last stream. What age are we gonna stop giving a shit about this stuff? Because I'm sorry, you're 7 years old. Like, nothing wrong with being 7 years old and ripping Pokemon for sure and collecting. But like, come on, dude, you're at the end of your life at that point. At that point, I would think that you're passing it to your kids. Um, you might go to shows and have fun and just bring one of your favorite cards with you with your kids. I don't know. It's really hard to see like where the trends are going to be down the road, where we could see some major sell-offs, right? It's got to go from one generation to the next. I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys think. Like, what age are you going to be done collecting? Do we all really believe we're taking this stuff to the grave with us? And that's one thing that I do think is good about being a vendor, being a seller, and really letting go of everything, because your quality of life can go up so much by letting go and selling this stuff. But I don't know. I feel like for me, like 45 years old is probably a really, like 45 years old is probably a really serious cutoff for me where I'm going to have to seriously consider selling stuff for the betterment of my family and my kids. I don't think about it as much now because I'm still young. I'm still working 24/7. I'm 31. I still feel like a baby, right? If I shave, I still look like I'm in high school. So that's where I'm at right now. But I imagine, for all the people that are like, you should sell, you should cash out on some of this stuff in this market. I think there's going to be some insane numbers for the cards that I'm sitting on in another 10 years. So I just need to hold out another decade before I really consider any of that. Gold Star Mewtwo 10 is what I got. Nice. Mental Raccoon, why would you polish a pack fresh card? Exactly. Exactly. Trap and Trap Inch. That's kind of my point, is when you're buying cards from somebody, if you can find out that they went straight from pack to binder as a childhood and then they're going to grading, dude, that's a huge win. You get a 9 that's been packed, bindered, and then graded, that's a huge win. And I don't know if I've gone too overblown with the whole card altering thing. Like, maybe I care way too much about it, but I just think it's bullshit. I just think so many cards are like low key just getting fucking ruined out there. They're pretty for now. Will they hold up in the long term? Um, yeah, but maybe it won't affect anything. Maybe the polish dries and it's whatever, and the cards still look good 20 years from now. Maybe, maybe. Maybe it just is what it is, and it's like not that big of a deal, and I just stop talking about it. It's part of the hobby now. Everybody's repairing, fixing, and polishing cards. It is what it is. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get over it. Hypothermia Orion. I'm seeing people cracking new cert 9s after looking at condition and getting 10s after cracking. Do you think this is a play? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, and I genuinely think without altering cards, you can submit a clean 9 and get a 10 back. Am I doing it? No. But but I think there's a lot of opportunity for that, right? Time and time again, people have resubbed cards and gotten better grades. But, don't go chasing rainbows. Black labels are probably pop controlled as vintage 10s, if not even more. Ultimately, market would need to shift to black labels because they're currently priced at a multiple of PSA 10. Pretty risky to crack new cert 9s. Goatman, PSA 10 LC reverse. I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. You motherfucker. You with your LC Zard that I should have bought such a long time ago in a 10. That's the one that got away. That's honestly the one that got away. I fucked up not making a move on that one. And honestly, buying a 9 for 10K now just feels like, oh, Ryan. Oh, why? And the 9 was like 2 to 3K for such a long time. That was a great price for a Legendary Collection reverse 9. $3,000, $4,000. That was a great price for a Legendary Collection 9. The great price. Great fucking price. Grading is so subjective. There's very little difference. 10 is a 10. You know, it's the flex. But the 9 is damn good and close. But now 10K for 9? Sheesh. All right, PSA 10s for modern, seen as what the high-end collectors want still, but eventually vintage collectors will want modern too. And they'll want the rarest versions. I mean, modern is going to age too, right? Snarky, Ninetales Obsidian Flames, best Ninetales card, PSA 10 for 200 this weekend. Nice. I agree. Amazing. Fletcher, just bought a raw Marshadow today. First one in the shoot. Nice. How much would you pay for a Salaman's Black Label? Ooh, that would be sick for me. Honestly, that would be sick for me. That would be dope. That would be dope. I don't know. Considering how shitty Salamence is doing, I can't see a Black Label. I can't see a Black Label going for more than like 3 or 4K, honestly. I feel like that sounds about right. Dios, that Salamence is not hot, Orion. I am very aware. It's not hot at all. Only to me. Jacoby, what do you think about the Noivern V from Evolving Skies, the Batman one? I have one. I pulled it. I packed it. Graded a 10. Still just doesn't do it for me. I literally packed that card myself. It still doesn't do it for me. Not a big fan. Evolving Skies. Key cards in Evolving Skies. Evolutions, Dragonite, Rayquaza. Key cards. And honestly, they fucked up both those Rayquazas in Evolving Skies. They fucked up both the Rayquazas in Evolving Skies. The Rayquaza VMAX has too much shit going on. Something just doesn't look quite right about it. But it's a sick card. And the Rayquaza V had everything to be an insane card. But Zinnia just fucking the waifu shit. Zinnia just had to be in there with Rayquaza. Just had to. I know, they go back. It's part of the lore. I get it. But fuck, man, that card could have been so much better. And honestly, like, I overreacted to that guy, like, being like, I bet they don't let you near schools. Like, why do I care? I wish I didn't care so much. But also, it's too late for me to take shit from anybody. I just got off work, started the stream. But yeah, literally have kids of my own. Gold Star Ray would be dope, but a Gold Star Espeon to match with the Gold Star Umbreon. You right. That makes more sense. Honestly, makes more sense. I have a King Gary Pokemon signed PSA. Nice. King Gary, dude, he's still kicking it. He's still collecting Pokemon at this age. I'm sure it's doing a lot for him. I mean, I don't know. Something's just not natural about it. About being really old collecting Pokemon. Something's just not natural about it. Can be a hobby for old people when they get that age instead of boring knitting. Let's go. Replace knitting with Pokemon for sure. Dude, how viral would it be if you just had a grandma, grandpa with their own vending table. Dude, how wild would that be? We need that. We need that in the hobby. We need a grandpa and a grandma that have a table that are actually fair. That like actually don't give a shit about the cards. They just want to like hook people up and make deals and make it rainbows for everybody. Like we need that because we don't have a single vendor. I mean, we do. There are some viral vendors I feel like that actually like look out for people. But like every clip where they're looking out for people, they have to post that clip, right? Like everything is monetized and content. No one's people aren't doing a lot of real wholesome goodness, you know, when the camera's not there. I feel like a lot of it is the camera there. We need we need a mom and pop old ass couple to be vendors. Is this like not the most genius thing ever? How viral would that shit be? Dude, like a grandpa fucking haggling with like a little like 10-year-old like trying to hose him down on some cards. Um I know 80 plus year old coin collectors, you could easily take this to the grave. When I was a kid, the Charizard. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, guys. We'll see. When your health gets complicated, when your health gets complicated and life just gets harder, the last thing you give a fuck about is Pokemon. I'm saying that as as someone who has an inner old man, right? Like my back is kind of cooked. Like when I get sick or have a pounding headache, I'm just so grateful to have my kids and my wife and to get my health back. I literally, in that moment, I'm like, I could sell every single Pokemon card I have and be fine. Like, your health is everything. And I think that's my point about the age is that when you get to that age and you have more health complications, those are things that just don't mean anything, right? None of the material stuff means anything. Okay, but anyways, trust me, 45 will not be a cutoff. I have a family, I own my own house, and I run a business, and 45 years old is not a cutoff. And you know, obviously you get older, but you don't feel older. So bear with me as a 31-year-old that thinks they're still young and spry. You know, I'll probably be 45 and still collecting and talking about the same shit I'm talking about now. Um, 6'7", 89. GNAT. I mean, I thought I was done collecting cards at 10 years old, but here I am again in my 30s. True, 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 true. Guys, you know the only reason I stopped collecting TCG is because of girls? It's the only reason. I just didn't want to be embarrassed. I didn't want a girl to come over. Like I was very, very preoccupied as a teenager and in high school. I just like it was very important to me to like kind of take a step away from my like nerd culture and my like my habits and my hobbies, which really I wasn't really a collector. I played Yu-Gi-Oh with my friends. That was more about a game to play with my friends. So I was embarrassed that girls would know that I played Yu-Gi-Oh with my friends. And honestly, like who would have fucking known that Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, all of it. It's all fucking badass now, right? It's all mainstreamed, badass, widely accepted. Not widely accepted, right? There's still people that come into my bar and I tell them about my hobbies and they're like, wow, that's some nerdy shit, right? So not widely accepted yet, but people at least understand that there's a major market here. Um, but who would have known, man? If I could tell my younger self, like, hey, man, guess what? You're a badass. You're always a fucking badass. You're gonna always be a badass. And collecting cards, it's all part of the badassness, okay? It doesn't detract from it. It enhances it. It enhances the badassery. If only I could have told myself that. If only I could have seen the future me. And I don't know about you guys, but I had dreams as a little kid of what future me would be like. What would I accomplish? What would I want to say to my younger self? I thought about that stuff. I don't know if everybody thinks about that stuff. I don't know if that was just a me thing, but I visualized what my future self would be like and what I would have and what would have accomplished. And honestly, it could not be more perfect. Like I could not be more of a better version than the younger kid version of me expected. Like I did everything I set out to do. I'm more than proud of myself in that respect. Um, but yeah, man, just thinking about being a young kid and like giving up collecting cards and just thinking that it was embarrassing or shameful or I'd be judged for it. It's really fucking sad. It's really fucking sad that I basically, and I know a lot of us feel that way to an extent. Like, yeah, your priorities shift. You get into other hobbies. You get into sports with your friends. You go out to movies with girls. You do other stuff, and it's more of the life experience, right, than just playing cards with your friends. But I don't know if you guys can relate to just feeling like you backstabbed your own personality a little bit. You kind of drowned out who you really were for such a long period of time that you almost forget who you used to be. And that's kind of what happened to me. Like I just drowned out like any uh any history, any existence, any um piece of evidence, right, that I collected stuff, right? I can't remember, but there's a part of me that actually thinks ironically that I may have thrown out my own Pokemon binders, like my childhood binders, like before a girl came over, of course. Like I think that happened, but I don't know. Now, the reason that I went crazy looking for it is because I didn't throw out my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Like if I didn't throw out my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, why would I throw out my Pokemon stuff? But I don't know. Just there's such a lack of closure with what happened to my Pokemon cards that's why I'm where we are now. Um, what do you think of ARS Japanese grading? I have no idea what that is. Dio's cards, I bought 25 Rapidash New York Pokemon Center cards for a year of the horse. Nice. Uh, you ever do Arena Club? Nope. RX Gamer, what's up? Snarky, VMAX, Ray, TG, Silver Tempest, done right. It's okay. It's okay. Ray V alt, probably still in my top 5 alt arts. Get out. The Tina we can agree on. We can agree on the Tina. Venomous, what's good? Chase, I just don't care what people think about me anymore. Which, like, I think I've definitely got on that wavelength. I think I definitely finally hit that wavelength. That mentality of, like, just doesn't fucking matter. Who cares? But I wish I would have been more confident in who I was as a younger guy. I wish I would have owned that shit a little bit more. Cause how funny would that be, right? Like, how funny would it be if you continued collecting as a kid and you stockpiled so many of these cards and they're all mint? You just stockpile the shit. You're buying everyone's collections. You're the only kid in town who's like, you got like a $50 bill. Like, right, you could buy an insane amount of collections for the money back then. Just imagine all the people that would have seen you in your lifetime, all the girlfriends, all the friends, your parents, siblings, acquaintances, just people that knew you for being a guy that was always buying stuff. Right now, well, probably people wouldn't even know or wouldn't be connected enough to know what's going on in Pokemon, but they'd be like, damn, That dude's killing it. At the same time, it's not about the money, but that's definitely it's a validating plus that like this nerdy shit really pays off. Like literally, really pays off. Go man. ARS Japanese grading company doesn't grade centering. Just a heads up. Oh, if only I didn't microwave my hollow Charizards. Man, you're really trying to turn the heat up on them things. You're really trying to turn the heat up on the things. Have you ever microwaved a hollow card? No, but I imagine the microwave just like does some like static shit on the inside. I bet that shit just goes kapoof. That would be an interesting experiment. God damn. Um, what cards do you guys think will be on the 30th anniversary stamps? I'm very curious if anybody has any good ideas. And also, one time before we close up the stream, because it's an hour and a half in, and we gotta call it a night. We got it is almost 4 in the morning. So I want to know what cards you guys are collecting right now. One, what do you think, if you think any of the 30th anniversary cards could be? And are we buying any Ascended Heroes big cards like the Dragonite, the Pikachu, the Gengar, or are we waiting? What do we think on those? Full art vintage cards. Okay. Pokemon Me Easter. I had no idea what that means. I'm collecting 151 right now. I want the new Dragonite, but waiting a bit. Before you go after the new Dragonite, if you really want Dragonite, I would look at the Evolving Skies Dragonite if you don't already have it. It's so fire. So fire. Dude, cold cut sandwiches, I heard that they just categorized deli meats as a carcinogen. But like, fuck, dude, 2026 isn't everything a carcinogen. My favorite cold cut sandwich though, like if we're gonna go there, dude, I really like a good ham and turkey club. You know what I'm saying? Like everything on there. Three, you got the bread in the middle, bread on the outside, just everything on there. Bacon, ham, turkey. Whoo! So good. Turtle, to be honest, I don't even care that much for the callbacks. That's why I like Generations more than Celebrations. Okay, interesting. Buy the Gengar in 6 months when the PSA subs flood the market. Okay. Skip Ray, Blast Boat, not collecting, just enjoying vibes and knowledge. Probably some glossed up homages of the OG cards. Okay. I appreciate that. Not collecting, just enjoying the vibes and knowledge. So to that point, right, I could extrapolate actually heavily on that. I think one thing every collector should do, especially a newer collector, but all you want to do, it doesn't matter. No one can tell you what to do. You're just going to do you and you're going to jump into it. But every collector should just enjoy the vibes and like try to gain knowledge and try and learn something about the hobby because like being around people that like really know what the fuck they're doing for long enough, when you do start to collect, you'll be making like the right decisions. I wish I had done that in the beginning. I wish I would have done a little bit more digging and learning and just watching and listening to other collectors and hear their stories and hear what they've collected over the years. I think I would have learned a ton if I would have done that instead of just jumping in and just buying whatever I liked without any real knowledge. Collecting any SIR for a fair price because I've never pulled one. I think the 30th anniversary stuff is going to feature Porygon. Fletcher, the Fire Red Leaf Green set from EX Series. Okay. We are getting a lot of indicators pointing to Fire Red Leaf Green for sure. Pokemon having Fire Red Leaf Green version for Switch 1 and 2. I think that is definitely a major indicator is the Switch games. Dude, what do you think about those Japanese release the 3D Pokemon and the Pokeballs? I mean, do we really need that? No. Is it just more material? Yes. Is it sick? Totally. Is it badass? Fuck yeah. It's fucking cool as shit. Percussionist. Pikachu is so handsome and I'm proud of it. Dude, Pikachu's fire, especially the Ascended Heroes Pikachu. I like the salami provolone. Straight to it, straight to it. Feel that? I like the Mario Pikachu cards. Okay. Are you doing the raid hour in Pokemon Go today? I am not. Man, I'm hungry now. Why you gotta mention sandwiches? I know, I'm hungry too. You're not alone, bro. It's 4 a.m. over here, and I'm starving now. I'm starving. Came home, didn't eat anything, had a glass of champagne with Diana, watched a show. I'm looking at the phone. I'm like, babe, there's no way it's 2 in the morning, and I haven't started the stream yet, and we're still watching this really bad drama show. Got a fave sandwich. Bro. Honestly, dude, so I actually think I like the reality TV more than I like the actual like acted and like produced shows that Diana watches. Like some of the drama, kind of thriller, dark secrets shows like I don't care for it. I'd much rather actually watch the trashy reality. Like Love is Blind. Dude, we love watching Love is Blind. We love watching it. And just this pure stupidity makes us feel really good about ourselves. Right? Like we're watching these people and we're like, babe, I love you. We have it so good. My favorite sandwich is probably still the club though, ham and turkey club. It's probably up there. I really like a good BLT. My mom always used to make, which right, not much to a BLT, but dude, you get that bacon, you get the bacon just right. I don't know about you guys, but how do you guys like your bacon? How do you guys like your bacon? I like my bacon on the softer side. I'm one of those people. I can't stand crispy, crunchy bacon. I cannot stand it. It is so counterintuitive to me. I'm like, don't you want the grease and the juiciness of it And that's how my dad raised us as kids. We never had crunchy bacon. Never. So I grew up like seeing bacon as like slightly undercooked or like just like juicy. Like that's my ideal bacon. I love a BLT with some juicy ass fucking bacon. Also, I don't care how bad bacon is for you. Bacon is one of those food groups that I refuse to take out of my life. Refuse. That and hot dogs. Our family, like Diana's like an organic freak. She likes everything organic and like fresh. But it's funny. We all agree on one thing. The hot dog is undefeated. It is cheap, it is effective, it is delicious. The hot dog, it's like up there. I guess you could kind of put that in the sandwiches too. Um, yeah, I like a good burger, but honestly, like as crazy as it is, like hot dogs are like kind of one of my like number one comfort foods. Yes, dude, we got +1 for the chewy bacon. +1 for the chewy bacon. No, I like the most mainstream reality shows, right? It can't be Love Island. It can't be Marriage in 60 Days. It needs to be Love is Blind because it's so fake and we know everybody's on there for clout and like no one's really on there to really get married. It's all for clout. They got to find their matches so that way they can go on the vacation. I wonder if those people also make money from being on the show. Like they're on the show. I wonder if it's just they get free housing and free food or if they get a wage cuz like some of them leave work, so they must make something from that. I'm so hungry. Chase, you think will the evolving skies dragonite go higher than where it's already at? Always. Always. Skip Ray, a couple seasons of Love is Blind is entertaining. My wife on season 6 of it. Good God. I think we're on season 10 right now. Um, so a little crispy is okay. Like I kind of that's okay. Like we don't want it just full on chewy. Just a little bit of like almost like a nice sear on it. A nice sear. Like it's juicy but a nice sear where you can get a little bit of crunch. Not full chewy. I have to refrain on that. Not I have to redact that comment. It's got to have a little bit of crunch in it, but I just can't do the fully like healthy. It's all crunchy like that. It's just garbage to me. At that point, it's just garbage. I don't even want to eat it. It's too salty. It's way too salty. Um, yeah, a little crispy, but it got to still be a little chewy. Bacon, bacon is king. Makes everything taste good. Oh, okay. Sausage. We're gonna go sausage over bacon. We're gonna go sausage over bacon. Very interesting. So, do you guys like what kind of sausage do you guys like? Let's get weird. Let's get weird here. All right, we're gonna end the stream on a good note. Okay, what kind of sausage you guys feeling? Okay, I personally grew up eating the sausage links. I fucking love the sausage links. I love the skin on the link. I love the taste. I love just like, dude, you just chop it in little pieces and have it with your egg and some toast and just like I feel like you can't do one or the other either. Like when I go out to eat, I'm like, could I get bacon and sausage substituted with that for a piece of bacon? Because like, dude, I have to have both of those meats. I have to. Yeah, big on the sausage. You've got the sausage patties and the sausage links. What kind of man are you? I like both, to be fair. I like both, but like I like the sausage patties because they got the ones they got that spice to them, a little bit of that spice to them. That shit's fuego. But I feel like the sausage links I'm just more nostalgic over. Dude, never stop eating bacon. I'm on a quest to visit as many of the famous hot dog joints in the world as possible. Wait, really? That's kind of cool. That's kind of fucking sick. Um, Me and my wife actually really, really like the turkey dogs. I gotta say, turkey dogs are kind of life changing. For whatever reason, they taste like exactly like regular hot dogs, but they just way more quality, in my opinion. Like, I gotta be honest, normal hot dogs, I'd be lying to myself if I said like I idolize normal hot dogs. No, like we eat like the organic turkey dogs, and like, dude, I don't know. That's why I'm on the hot dogs, dude. They're so good. We have an Aldi near our house, and like, dude, the Aldi is so cheap, and they have such good food over there. The meat's fucking fire. Um, James, yo, damn, this is a late one. Yes. So I said a little while ago, I said that we would start doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday streams. Now, they're not ever going to be going this late. Like, this stream is way later than it needed to be. Like, at this point, I'm just like fucking around. Like, I don't need to be up this late. I need to be sleeping. I need to be watching a movie or something, dozing off on the couch. That's what I need to be doing. But the streams are proven. The streams pay off. The streams get views. The streams provide ad revenue. And people can watch it after and recap on the whole night. And it's 2 hours of footage, right? That's really hard for me to do during the day. I don't have time to edit that. I don't have time to process it. I don't have time to upload it. I should be just doing more streams, which is why we're going to do them 3 times a week now. Because as much as I love doing videos, they're going to be shorter if I do them because I can't keep up with it. If I'm going to keep doing YouTube, I need to do it in a way that's just easier. And when everybody's asleep and there's no kids running around, also I feel guilty. Whenever I make videos during the day, I feel so guilty because I'm missing out on time with my family. Anyways, yeah, it's a late one. We are asking, what is your favorite sausage? The sausage patty or the sausage link? Fletcher, you think that guy Vic and forgot the female name and Love is Blind is legit? So you gotta be more specific here. You think you think that guy Vic and forgot the female name and Love is Blind is legit. I don't know. I don't know. Also, I'm on the season 10 right now. Bro, I didn't know you were live. Let's go. Yo, what's good, Billy? So, Billy, I don't know if you just heard, but we are doing streams every Monday, Wednesday, Friday night now. Right when I get off work, super late. For you, it works because you are on West Coast time. I did see your text. I did see your text about driving home and wanting to take a call, but I was still busy cleaning up the bar at that time. Stop. You're making my heart skip a beat. The longest, juiciest sausage. Okay. We're talking about sausage. What do you prefer? The links or the patties? And why? Fletcher, been a long while since I had sausages. They're so bad for you. I mean, there's no doubt about it. That processed meats like sausage, bacon, it's killer. It's cardiac arrest, but I'll take it. Chase Applewood smoked sausage. Okay. Okay, Chase. With the Applewood smoked sausage. Okay. Okay, now we're hitting it. We're getting real with the Vienna sausages, right? We're basically like the fatties, right? I like bratwurst too. Bratwurst is fucking gas, dude. Diana's brother makes a mean bratwurst. I'll go over there and crush like 3 of them sausages. Um, Links, Billy, lox and cream cheese over bacon and sausage. Whoa! Lox and cream cheese over bacon and sausage. Dude, even as a Jew that loves their lox and cream cheese, I don't know if I could put that over bacon and sausage. That's tough. But yeah, I do love um, cream cheese salmon, some capers, um, cream cheese salmon, some capers on a bagel. Absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. Dude, Turtle, you are not gonna believe this, dude. You are not. This is TMI. This is actually TMI, and the reason that this is for Turtle is because, um, I overdid it. I overdid it, bro. I overdid it. So yesterday we went a little crazy. Food Lion. I've been eating a lot of the cheap sushi from Food Lion. It's been so on point out here. And what I'm about to tell you guys, this did not happen because the sushi was tainted or I got food poisoning. This happened because I've been going a little bit fucking off the rails with sushi lately. This Food Lion near our house has cheap sushi and it's so fucking good, guys. It's made with so much quality. Like, I love it. And bro, I shit you not, like one you guys know what I'm talking about. You know the little package of sushi at the the grocery stores. It's not that much. One is not that much. Two, okay. Three, three is pushing it. Last night, I had 3 fucking containers of sushi. What the is wrong with me? How do I not have a raging headache from all the soy sauce? I don't even know. I might as well have chopsticks in my pocket at this point. But I had 3 things of sushi, and this morning I have never woke up and projectile vomited so fast in my entire life. And that is the result of likely way too much raw fish way too soon. And I don't know what I was thinking. I literally saved all of it for the end of the night. Like I literally finished a roll, like barely finished it, and then I went to bed on like a full ass stomach of sushi. Never doing that again. And what I've learned is you got to give it at least a half hour for that to digest. But yeah, TMI, way TMI. But it it hurt because I was like, damn, dude, I'm actually like sick from the thing that I love more than anything. And the thing is, I like sushi that much where, and this is not the first time this happened. In the past, I've gotten food poisoning eating sushi, but in this case, um, I literally like today, this morning, I still thought like it's just because like I had too much like right before going to bed. But I wonder what specials they're gonna have on Wednesday. I'm still thinking about it. Like it doesn't phase me. I'm just like, no, there's just I just should have eaten it differently. Like it's not the sushi, but dude, I love sushi so much. Um, I think at this point that's probably my favorite food. Costco's got some fire hot links. They're almost too spicy for me, so I cook them and then add them to Beecher's mac and cheese. Ooh, I like that. I like that. That's some shit my wife would do. She would like cut up the sausage and like put it in something else. Dude, dude, you know what's really good? Y'all need to try? Yo, I'm gonna put you on right now. If you cut up some of those spicy like turkey sausages, I don't even know what to call them, right? I just pay for shit. I don't do the shopping. I don't fucking make shit. I don't do anything in this household with food. That's all my wife. And I'm super fucking lucky because you put me in a kitchen, it's going up in flames. I just cannot cook. Um anyways, dude, my wife put me onto this, but dude, any kind of pasta, any kind of red sauce pasta with like some spinach in it, thrown in it, with some spicy sausage cut up and thrown in there. Dude, oh my god. Like cut into medallions, dude. Ooh, that's so fire in a pasta. Um Beecher's outside of Pike Place is trash. Beef only hot dogs. The pork is off tasting for me. AC, you can get McDonald's breakfast. You're up so early. Bro, I fucking might, yo. I might, dude. Dude, honestly, McDonald's breakfast is sounding fucking gas right now. 4 a.m., roll up in that bitch. They're gonna be like, what fucking asshole is coming in here right now to get breakfast at 4 in the morning? Even though, to be fair, everyone is probably actually in the real world waking up right now at 5 o'clock to get ready for work. I don't know how people can do it. I don't know how they can do it. Um, Technically, we didn't have a stream till Tuesday. Technically, yes. Technically, yes. It's the Tuesday. It's a Tuesday night. So, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. Karaoke at the bar just goes way later than it needs to. Like shit should be done at 10:30 on the dot. And our host, God bless him. I love him. Our host is really nice guy, but he has no concept of like my time. He comes in late to set up and he does the karaoke till late. And I fucking love him. He's like a brother to me. But I'm like, bro, I know you don't have anything going on when you go home, but I got shit that I want to go do. So, but I'm too nice. I'm too nice. I don't even do a last call at the bar. I just let people fizzle out on their own. I'm way too nice. I need to start kicking people out of the bar. I need to start doing that. Um, or I just need to put on the closing time song. Closing time. Go the fuck somewhere else, but you cannot stay here. Is that Mr. Beast? I wish. Vic, the black guy, and Christine from Love Is Blind, season 10. Oh shit, dude, you might be ahead of me, honestly, right now. You might be ahead of me. I know, bro. I know. I went too ham on the sushi. I went too ham. Friends 1605 is just this person just comes in here at 4 in the morning with their negative energy. Is probably sitting out for way too long. Sushi is too good though. Dude, I don't know what we're doing now. We're way past like, dude, streams. I gotta end the stream. I gotta end it. I might get Whataburger egg sausage. That sounds so good. I'm so fucking hungry. Um, Dingus. Good day from Australia, legend. Yo, I appreciate that, Dingus. Yo, good day to you. I'll stay there and you won't move me no matter what. Okay? Anyways, guys, it's been an awesome stream. Oh, I know it was a late one. I know it was a painful late stream, but we did our best. I'm just glad that we stuck to it and I did the stream like I said I was going to do. ACB, Pokemon, out, bro. Your streams are chill as fuck. Yeah, I appreciate it. Guys, if you haven't, definitely the link below is our Discord group. Please join the Discord group. We're growing a dope ass community of like-minded fellow investors. Anyways, I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Did I just say like-minded fellow investors? Holy fucking shit, I'm tired. Like-minded fellow collectors. Holy fucking shit, I'm tired. Damn, my subconscious is just speaking out loud for me right now. Shout out to my guy for completing the English gold stars in PSA 9. Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. I feel like I feel like I feel like I'm very underwhelmed by completing gold stars. Like I really thought it was going to be this massive turning point, but it really wasn't. It's just another day. Crazy. Later, brother. Catch you in the Discord. Catch you guys in the Discord. Just wanted to say I appreciate you keeping it real in a space filled with absolute drop kicks. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Is this real life? I know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Join the Discord, guys. He just dropped it in the chat below. Join the Discord. I will catch you guys on the next one. Probably do a video today since it's already Tuesday. Probably will do a video. But we'll probably do it. I don't even know when. I don't even know when. I have no idea what the topic's going to be today. Probably talk about 30th anniversary, all the different options we could have as far as the cards. Anyways. No escape from reality. Caught in a landslide. Y'all are making me trip out right now. Y'all are making me trip out right now. Um, caught in a landslide. No escape from reality. Yeah, that's honestly I'm forgetting that the stream is later. That's probably about me subconsciously being like, follow our Discord for to be a part of a like-minded group of investors. Like, holy fuck, holy fuck, what have I done? Anyways, yeah, holy fuck, what have I done? I appreciate you guys for keeping it real and hanging out. I know it's super, super late. I know some of you are probably just getting up for work. And who knows, maybe people that are getting up for work today are going to watch this stream like while they're getting ready just because it's like so fresh and just about to upload. Um, skies and sea. Skies and sea. I I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to take from that. Open your eyes. I what am I missing here? Guys, what am I missing here? Okay. Good night everybody. Wind and waves. You guys are just tripping me out for no reason. I'm getting out of here. Good night. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Join the Discord, you hooligans. Chat is singing Queen. Is chat actually singing Queen? Oh my god. Oh my god. How did I not notice that? Oh my god, dude. Dude. Bohemian broke Orion. Dude, what? Uh, uh. I'm so brain dead. I would try and sing part of that, but I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. Y'all have a good one. Peace out, everybody. Brody got mine shattered.